Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. So today I want to use the XL Pepples molds, the Cascade mold from MoldsandShapes, and I want to try the seashell technique once again, but with mica powders. I tested it the other day and I liked it very much. I did this with the angels, but also in a coaster holder mold. And I thought for the XL mold, the Pepples mold, it would be perfect. So I'm using the Mastercast resin and I'm mixing my resin with the color from Miss ColorBerry, but I'm not sure if this color is still available because she doesn't do any resin work anymore. So this is the Vio Blue and it's a bluish purplish tone and it's really a wonderful color. So I have round about 200 grams for my Vio Blue and I used round about 50 grams for the black. The black I'm not mixing very strong, so you see it. I mixed the Vio Blue much stronger and I just want to use the black to give the piece more depth. I don't know if it makes sense. Normally I should try it just with the one color to see if there's a difference. Maybe I do it one day if it makes sense with the black, but for my logic it does make sense anyway. So I'm also taking care for the mixture for my glitter and stones. So I have these from Petra's Bunte Glitzerwelt. She bought those stones for me. I'm very grateful for this. And I also have some holographic silver glitter. This is from Rico. It's a German brand. This I still had in my drawer. I think I have it already for 5 years or something. So it's time that I use also the glitter, which is still in my drawer, which is already quite old. So this is the mold and I just adore it. I really like it. It's very beautiful. And if you want to have a look for the measurements, just check out the web shop from MoldsandShapes. Sorry, I'm a little bit confused because our cat, Gary just passed by. So if you are interested in this mold, just check out the description box. There is a link to the web shop of MoldsandShapes and there's also my discount code. For the resin, like I said, it's the Mastercast resin. I buy this at Etta Art. I think in the UK and in the US you can get it from Elichem or even from Laura's Art Corner. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, I'm now starting layering my colors. So first was the clear, then the Vio Blue, then the black. And then I just pour a lot of clear. You see it, I let it float a little bit. Yeah, I made a mess there. So when you do this, just pouring from the edge, just be careful and don't make a mess like I did. But you see, I'm using rather a lot of clear resin so that the resin can really make very beautiful crackles. And I think the best crackles you get with a thicker resin. Or you let your medium viscosity resin just sit a little bit so it gets thickened. But you need to also consider the working time, of course. So now there's my second layer and again the Vio Blue and the black. And then a lot of clear resin again. And you can already see that the resin is doing its magic somehow. Something is happening and I like to watch this. And now my third layer comes and then the last layer I add more of the black and then I go with my Vio Blue and then again I will fill it up till my mold is completely full. So this mold can take round about, I think it's 780 grams of resin. So there's a lot of resin in there. And of course, you know, I'm always praying when I do those big projects that it works nicely. Otherwise, you wasted so much resin. And yeah, but like I always say, if you don't try it, you never know. And you can create, especially in those big molds, very beautiful home decor. And this is what I really love doing. So my mold is filled up. I just take care a little bit for my air bubbles. I will spray alcohol later as well. But at the moment I'm torching it. When you use the torch, of course, always be careful that you are not burning your mold or your resin. And there's my mixture, and I give this where this little clear hole is from pouring all the clear resin. So I just love it to have this glitter just at one part. And with the Pepples mold, you can really imagine also a nice seashell. And this is why I think this mold is very, very, yeah, it is made for all sorts of crackle effects. Also when you just pour in the center, or when you just make a dirty pour into clear resin, let the resin do whatever it needs to do, and you have so many shadings. There are so many possibilities, and I think it's very beautiful. It's my personal opinion, but of course everyone can think different. But this is now my resin piece done, basically, and I just see that I use a little bit more of my clear resin, which is in the cup, just so I used every drop I can. And this is now a close-up, and this was round about half an hour after I poured my resin. I didn't have the time lapse because I needed my cell phone, so I'm sorry. Sometimes I cannot do time lapse because, yeah, then I just in need of my phone. But look at this, and I like, you know, at the upper part, we have like clear spaces in between, and yeah, it gives you an idea of a nice crackle effect, I think. So anyway, next day, it's 24 hours later and it's cured. You see it's also not bendy anymore, so this is good. And I can demold. Yeah, there's always something on the back side of my mold. So it's the silicone that just, yeah, takes all the dust and all the dirt. And anyway, look at this. Look at this. You have those shine-through parts in the crackle effect, and it's going like waves from the effect. And this is what I adore so much about the seashell technique. And yeah, especially when you pour the seashell technique in layers. And look at this. I really love this. I love this with those bows and with the wider crackle, then the finer crackle. And where you have the glitter, you can see it slowly starts to crackle, and it comes from very small crackle to bigger crackles, and then because of the waves, you have the smaller crackles again and the big ones. Really like it. Yeah, I'm very happy about it. And I'm just feeling about the rim. I guess I had a couple of air bubbles, but well. I painted the edges, and now I'm showing you how I'm bending my bowl. I'm making a rather flat bowl, so yeah, it took me a while till I had the shape I wanted to have, and you see me struggling a little bit. I also don't have the good tape because this is a flexible tape, and I find that it makes the bowl bend to the bottom again, and I really had struggles. And you see that I'm quite busy for quite a while, and you can also see that I can really stretch the tape, and this tape is really not perfect for it. It should be more not flexible, but anyway, it worked at the end, and I was very happy how the bowl turned out. But now you can see that also we artists, we are struggling a lot, and it takes a while till we are happy. But anyway, look at this. This is now the final result. I love the etching with the silver. I personally like it very much. Normally I'm not such an etching fan, But with this bowl, I think it gives this little bit of extra. And look at the crackle effects. Really adore them. If I may say so, I was very happy with this pour. Okay, with this, I love and leave you. I thank you for watching and take care, guys. Bye-bye.